up, my people? You already know the fight we've all been buzzing about is finally about to go down September 13th as Saul Canelo Alvarez takes on Terence Crawford. And let me tell you, there's only one way to experience history in the making, and that's by choosing On Location in Vegas. On Location is the fight's official VIP experience provider, and they got the ultimate all-access pass to witness the action. From the best seats in the house to exclusive meet and greets to even getting your photo next to the ring, and this is how you do fight night right. VIP ticket packages are almost gone, so click right here in the video's description to secure your spot, or visit onlocationexp.com to learn more. Don't miss out.
The push, tell me a little bit about that. Did things get a little bit personal now?
Yeah, a little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore. You know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, it's different.
Happy Labor Day. You know what, man? On this Labor Day, I think it's the perfect topic for today. And I wonder if you guys are getting the same vibes, all right? I think Saul Canelo Alvarez is hungrier than Terence Crawford. I was going to wait to do this video for like fight week just to be sure, but I'm going to do it now to follow the video that I did yesterday. I think Saul Canelo Alvarez is obviously hungrier than Terence Crawford. And let me tell you why. Let me count the ways, okay? First of all, Canelo Alvarez, if you look at that press conference or the first series of press conferences where Canelo said one thing, he thinks that His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh is against him.
And I know Turkey is in your corner, but look, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to be so mad that day.
Two, how Terence Crawford in the second press conference walked up to Saul Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez pushed him because he didn't like that shit. He thought he was being fronted on. And he looked at Crawford and he said, I'm going to remember that. And regardless of what Saul Canelo Alvarez may say about, you know, we're professionals, he doesn't like shit talking and stuff like that, he seems to fight up in those situations. If you think about Caleb Plant and how they were not even kind of beefing, they were definitely beefing, and how Saul Canelo Alvarez, how focused he was. Really, that was his last knockout.
Keep laughing, motherfucker, because you know when you're going to find out? Real soon. And you know when you're going to find out? The same time everybody else found out. And you know...
Don't get paid.
So Canelo Alvarez, he may not like when he feels that way, but he fights better that way. He's hungrier that way. Hey, let's take this coffee and this conversation out to the koi fish pond real quick. Say good morning to the fish. Hey, fish. Good morning. Good morning. Let me get the fish food. There you go. Have your breakfast. That's like Kix cereal. Dude, Kix was just so bland, dude. You would think that Kix is like a bunch of yellow tricks. I know I did when I was a kid. But no. It was just bland as hell. But back to the, I digress. But anyway, I just think Terence Crawford is more relaxed. And I was saying that yesterday. He seems relaxed. And you would think, okay, this is his biggest fight, so he's probably at his hungriest, and this is his moment. But what if the Spence fight was his moment? You know what I'm saying? What if it was the Spence fight that was his moment, and this is like his swan song? Like, this is like his cherry on a sundae, and, you know, I'm going to go for it, and if I miss the moon, I'm still amongst those stars type of thing.
Play your cards, go against all odds. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, still amongst those stars.
Because it wasn't even his idea. It was Bill Haney's idea, right? And I just think I'm kind of seeing it the way this has played out, this training camp and everything. You're not seeing much of Saul Canelo Alvarez. You're seeing a lot of Terence Crawford, and Canelo, he's just dialed in. Like Canelo Alvarez, you see him with boots, and you don't see too much footage of him. He just seems super dialed in and super focused this time. And I have other reasons why, and I'm going to explain. But with Terence Bud Crawford, he's doing that show, on his YouTube channel. He says himself that he's not doing anything any different in this training camp.
This camp is any different than any other camp that I've been working at.
Do you see this as the biggest challenge of your career, in your opinion?
Yeah, you can say that, but they all big challenges.
So I'm like, hey, Canelo Alvarez is hungrier. And let me tell you, Crawford has been celebrated more than Canelo lately. Like, after Crawford's victory over Errol Spence, like I said, it was like that victory gave a lot of Bud fans, like, finally, right? And even those who were rooting for Spence or didn't think Crawford had a chance, it was a good vibe, right? With Crawford coming in with the Eminem shit and all that. He's been celebrated since, okay? I think he may be in more silk pajamas than Canelo. Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, he had that embarrassing performance with William Skull. Nobody liked that shit, right? So he doesn't like it. And I think he's hungrier because of that. I know Terence Crawford had that weird fight with Madrimov, but everybody throwing it away. Like, stylistically, Madrimov was jerky, right? And it was his first time at 154. He still won the fight. So, you kind of dismiss that. With Canelo, it's like, he's not the same anymore. His feet's slow. All Terence Crawford needs to do is stick and move. And I think Canelo sees that as a bit of disrespect. So I think Canelo is more dialed in, and I think he's hungrier to win. And Canelo has, 4 more fights with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. He has to look good. Crawford, on the other hand, this may just be his last fight. Crawford, this is his biggest money fight by far. This is on a big stage. He's doing something so improbable to accomplish that I think he's just kind of like, I'm going to try to win, but if I don't, I'm not like letting a bunch of people down, so to speak, right? Even in the press conferences, he just smiley and relaxed, and he just like, but honestly, that is Bud's personality still. But I just think Canelo Alvarez, though he's the more successful fighter, more accomplished fighter, he's the hungrier fighter. And that doesn't happen often. Like, I've seen that a few times, but it really doesn't happen often. When the fighter who is more accomplished, the fighter who is actually more experienced, the fighter who has done more things and has the advantages is the hungrier fighter. I saw that with Roy Jones Jr. and Montel Griffin. Remember the rematch?
Whoa, what a left hook.
Down of the round.
That was a leaping left hook, and Griffin may not survive it.
He's got trouble. 9. And that's that.
Roy overdid it, because he was disqualified. He beat him the first time, but he was DQ'd, and he overdid that rematch. He just overdid it. Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda, I can throw that in there. Shakur Stevenson had all the advantages over William Zepeda, but because of how his career was playing out right before him, people started looking at him as a runner, as this and that, Tom and Jerry, all these. And Shakur Stevenson really put on his best performance he's ever had against William Zepeda. I saw that with AJ and Francis Ngannou. Dude, Francis Ngannou had that surprising performance against Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury said he took him lightly, and he probably did. But it was surprising. A lot of people gave Francis Ngannou that fight, and because of that and how AJ been looking, AJ not known for a great chin, Francis Ngannou dropped Tyson Fury, known as the hardest puncher in the world, right, in combat sports. And you know, people were like, listen, Francis Ngannou may just knock out AJ. AJ came in and overdid the shit.
Why that right hand? He's an Ngannou walked right into it, and you can't do that against Anthony Joshua. He's hurt, badly hurt. He's up. He has the look of defeat on his face, a bewildered look. Let's see if Anthony Joshua can dispose of the MMA champ.
So, I think Canelo is hungrier. I think he fights better hungry. I think he fights better angry. I think he fights better when he finds that extra thing, right? And I think this is going to be one of those performances where he's going to prove a lot of things. Defense, boxing, you know, ability, technique, all those things. I keep saying this, but when I think about this fight, I think of Canelo trying to show that not only is he, you know, will beat Crawford, but that he's the better pound-for-pound guy. I think Canelo has been challenged and criticized more than Crawford here. And because of that, naturally, I think Crawford is in more silk pajamas, so to speak. Let me get my black 2 sugars. A lot of cream. Oh, my God. That was a perfect amount of cream. That was, pause. That's delicious. But to round this out, yeah, I think Canelo Alvarez fights better hungry. I think he's the hungrier fighter. I think, though he's the hungrier fighter, Terence Crawford fights better calm. Okay, he was super angry against Jose Benavidez, and that was I think the only fight at welterweight that went 12, though he knocked out Jose Benavidez. He was super angry that fight. But when he's poised and then when he's calm and confident like he was against Errol Spence, you know, you get this crazy performance. And, you know, a lot of times when he does get super angry, like he's super competitive, but when he does get super angry, it happens during the fight. And when that switch happens, he knocks you out. All right. So not to say that, you know, Canelo's definitely going to push you. But I don't know, man. What if this is the first fight that Crawford is kind of like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to concede to the fact. Crawford always been a smart guy. Crawford said before many times the fight didn't make sense. But after, you know, Bill Haney spoke to him, he's thinking, you know what I'm saying, Bo Mack is like, we about to whoop that ass. I think he's like, yeah, let me do it. But I'm not sure. Well, I'm pretty sure Canelo is the hungrier fighter. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz, little adult. Everybody, relax on your Labor Day. I don't give a damn who's trying to tell you to get up to do anything. Forget all that. Good night. I'm out.